Infertile. It's a story of sort of a crisis that he went through with his wife. Please welcome to the stage, John Murray!
Thanks, everybody. So when you go through something tragic in your life, everyone always tells you that you're going to come out a better person on the other side. What they don't talk about is the part where you suffer depression and are a real shitheel to everyone. Let me give you a quick recap. My father died in the September 11th attacks. He was in Tower 2. He went back upstairs to check on his coworkers that they all got down, and then the building collapsed. I'm an only child. We were a family of 3. My mother and I were devastated. At the time of the attacks, I was dating this sweet Canadian girl named Veronica. We've been dating for about 5 months, so she got to know me and my family. She felt the impact of the loss. And there also was like enough time not to break up with me at the first sign of things getting tough. Not that that thought would have ever occurred to you. She was the first person to call me after my mom on the day of the attacks. She raced out of work when I told her the news about my dad to be by my side. And later, she's helped organize getting everyone out to New Jersey and my mom's house for services. Just really caring stuff. So here's this sweet girl. She goes from dating this nice 22-year-old guy to dating a 22-year-old guy who's dealing with a whole bunch of emotional trauma, not really facing it, and just drinking to cover the pain. I should say I still was on like a college drinking schedule, which basically means I just binged until I passed out. Having a few drinks or just a couple of beers, enjoying alcohol for the taste, that didn't make any sense to me. I'd be like, well, have 3 beers when you can have 10, bro. You know what I'm saying? I honestly thought that you would go out and get really, really drunk and like maybe stop. You somehow stop, and then you get to bed, or someone carries you there, or something like that. Anyway, this kind of drinking caused a problem between Veronica and I. She was pretty sure I was drinking a lot because of the tragedy. I was drunk and defensive and sure that I was fine. So we would argue a lot about if I was drinking too much until I got passed out from drinking too much. So, and then the next morning we'd wake up and make up and then start that whole process over again. So we were what people call a pattern. Yeah, familiar with those? Anyway, so we were in this pattern, and we were just pretending that it was normal, and we'd go out one night, and we'd go to Veronica's friend's birthday party, and her friend is a professional clown. So we show up at this bar on the Lower East Side, and I shit you not, this bar is full of clowns. And here's the thing about clowns. Even when they're not in makeup, they still look like clowns. It's still a thing, okay? And we discovered that Veronica is the only woman at this bar. Here's another fun fact about clowns. They don't get to talk to women very much. So right away, it's like, swoosh, she is surrounded with clowns, all being like, everything short of juggling, all right? Now, like I said, I didn't know any of these people. This was her friend. So for whatever reason this night, I don't know if it was the only child in me or the performer in me, but I did not like that I was not the center of attention. And it also was hard because the clowns were just kind of tolerating me. I mean, I remember talking to one clown and he was literally like, he's like, oh, you're an actor? That's great. Anyway, back to you, Veronica. And whatever she would say was hilarious. He'd be like, put an arm on her and just tell her she was hilarious. And he would know because he's a professional clown, that's his business. And I'm just sitting there being like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in a movie where the good-looking jock is hitting on my girlfriend right in front of me, but the good-looking jock is like way shorter and way quirkier than me. How is that even possible? Got a good corner on quirk. And it's not like Veronica's interested in any of these guys. She loves me. We're working our way towards saying, I love you. Okay, we're in that heavy of a relationship. But she's so nice, she's so compassionate that she humors these weird-looking, lonely men. And I just start to feel ignored. So I make a decision that I'm gonna give up on the night. So I just slowly start to fade away. I stop talking to the clowns. I don't even check in with Veronica. and I just make my way to the bar and get started on those 10 beers. About an hour goes by. I get myself really good and moody. Veronica claws her way up to the bar, like panting, like, oh, where'd you go? Oh my God, really left me hanging out there. Those clowns love to chat, Jesus Christ. I don't respond, and she looks at me and she's like, hey, concerned, are you okay? Maybe we should get out of here. So we leave. The minute we get outside, she can tell I'm not okay because I dropped this gem. I'm like, why don't you go back in there and fuck one of those clowns? Total beer monster, all right? She's speechless, surprisingly enough, and then I drop this follow-up of, if you love those clowns so much, why don't you go marry one? I've also turned into a fourth grader. I don't know what's going on there. So she is literally right away being like, whoa, 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 I did not know you felt that ignored. I am sorry, but I am just getting started. I'm just getting heated up. I'm like, why would you treat me like a piece of shit in front of your friends? And she has to say something that she's been saying to me a lot lately, which is, what are you talking about? And then, what friends? I only knew one clown. Like, but that's not enough for me. I'm off and running, and we're walking to the subway. We're getting on the platform, and I'm ranting and raving about how she wants to pile it up in the clown car, so to speak. And she's like, John, stop. She's like, listen to me, all right? This has got to stop. You can't keep treating me this way. All right? If you do, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And that gives me pause. Because this means us. That's code for breakup. Well, my drunken mind goes, beat her to the punch. So I respond with, it's over, we're breaking up. Instant tears. She's like, what? Crushed by my insanity. I sit there silently and I watch her cry and I think, boy, someone should really give her a hug. She's taking this real hard. That is until I see an uptown train on the other side of the platform and think, oh, I can get home, and run away. I break up with her and run away to an uptown train to Queens. I get on that train, I look out the window and I can see her. We see each other across the platform. And I'm like, I want to really let her know that this is over. So I wave at her like Fernando Rey does in The French Connection through the door. And make her convulse with even more tears. Asshole move, guys, but check out The French Connection, great fucking movie, am I right? I can tell you right now, I think even Veronica got the reference at that point in time. So I'm on the train, and I'm doubting some of my life choices now. I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. And then I'm like, hey, buddy, this thing that's still inside of me says, hey, this is good for you, man. It's good to be back on the single scene. This is a new leaf for you. Keep going with this. Because that's what every woman wants, like an emotionally fragile drunk. Totally, right? So I get off the train. I'm feeling real confident. I'm like, back on the single scene. And I'm approached by a businessman. And he's just a middle management guy, kind of pudgy, wrinkled suit, open tie, trench coat. And he's sloshed out of his mind. And he comes up to me, and the first unintelligible words out of his mouth are, I love you, kiss me, take me home with you. Back on the single scene, ayo! I'm like, great. But I'm like, unfortunately, not the kind of attention that I was looking for. So I just decide, instead of getting into that I want a hetero thing, I just kind of say, hey, you know what? No thanks. Well, I guess he only heard the thanks part because he started to follow me home. Yep, I have this repressed family man, just not with his wife and kids, just following me home, being like, I love you, kiss me, take me home, I love you, kiss me, take me home. He follows me all the way to my doorstep. And I finally sit there, I'm like, I have to let him down. I don't want this to be mean, I don't want to hurt his feelings. So I just turn to him and I look tenderly in his eyes and I just say, hey man, this isn't going to happen. You need to go home. And he pauses, he looks at me, just turns on his heels and goes. And I think, well, that was weird and sobering. And I go up to my apartment. And my apartment at the time was such a shithole. I lived in a 2-bedroom with a roommate, and it just was the dirtiest place you could imagine. Just to give you an idea of how awful it was, we had a mural on the wall of like God holding an exploding earth. And it was like spray painted like they do those t-shirts at the Jersey Shore. Just a nightmare. But I walk in my room And my room is the cleanest space in it. And you want to know why it's clean? Because Veronica cleaned it last week. Why did she clean it? That's a long story. Bottom line, she's just an amazing person. And I look around and I'm just like, what the fuck did I do tonight? And then I realized I just had a sweeter breakup with a guy trying to have a drunken hookup with me than a girl I've been dating for 8 months. And I'm just like, holy shit, I'm an asshole. I love this girl. I think she loves me. She makes me feel like I want to be a better man. So I race to my phone. I pick it up, I call her. She picks up and I'm like, look, Veronica, it's me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I did this. I'm an asshole. I don't know why. I broke up with you tonight. I don't know what came over me. And this is what she said. She said, I figured. I'm in Brooklyn, in my apartment. Come on over. Even now, I feel the relief of that moment. And I race to the train. I race there. And there's my businessman. He's back hitting on other people. And he sees me, and I'm like, uh-oh, here comes trouble. And he walks right by me. It hurt, but it's okay, because I was back in a relationship. Breaking up with someone that I didn't want to break up with because I was drunk was a big wake-up call for me. I went into therapy not long after that. It was a program offered to families who suffered from the attack. And that's where I just started to realize I was hurting. You know, I realized that I was treating my dad's death as if it was a natural cause, as if he died of old age in a heart attack. My therapist was like, no, he was murdered by terrorists. That's going to have a huge emotional impact on you. And she also pointed out other very obvious things to me, like, you maybe shouldn't drink so much and get so mad at your girlfriend. This is verbatim, she said this. She said, we can all agree Veronica had no role in your father's death, so there's no reason to be mad at her. Eye-opener. She didn't work for Osama bin Laden. Who knew, you know? And I just thought, you know what? She's right. I've been drinking so much because I'm sad about my dad. I was like, Veronica's been right this whole time. And things got better after that. I'm not going to lie to you and say they were perfect, but they got better. And I'm glad they did because I married Veronica. Thank you. So I'm thankful for my wife, and she's in the crowd tonight. Now, honey, I want to say it publicly. I love you and thank you for making me a better man. She's like, right now, shut up. And the last thing I'd like to say is just after telling this story, I want to kick my own ass, all right? If any person treated my wife the way I just described, I would move heaven and earth to kick their ass. Except if they were a bunch of clowns, because we all know I don't fuck with those guys. So, thank you very much, guys.